Hello, Laguna Beach. If you own a home here, if you're thinking about selling this here, or if you're hoping to buy and you are trying to figure out the right time, I want you to take a breath with me because Laguna Beach is not just a market. It is a lifestyle. It is a feeling. It is home for many of us. And it is a dream for many people who hope to live here someday. So my goal today is to give you a calm, clear update on what the most recent numbers are showing, and more importantly, what they mean for you in real life. So let's begin with a big picture, and then we'll zoom in. The big picture is two markets at the same time. January showed us two things at once. We saw stronger pricing signals and much faster days on the market. And we also saw fewer closed sales and a modest increase in active listings. That may sound contradictory, but it is very normal in Laguna Beach. What it usually means is this: buyers are still here and they are simply more selective. And the homes that feel right, meaning priced in the right lane and presented well, are the ones getting absorbed quickly. So now let's take a walk through the overall numbers. Overall Laguna Beach metrics. Number one is median sales price. Median sales price was November, $2,935,000, December, $2,525,000, and January was $2,952,075. So January rebounded strongly from December, up about $427,000 month over month. Now I want to slow down here. In Laguna Beach, the median can swing because the mix of the homes sold can also swing. One month we have more ocean close or view homes. Another month we could have larger properties. Another month we have more condos versus single family homes. So I do not read this as every home is suddenly worth 17% more. I read it as a sign that January's buyer activity supported higher pricing for the homes that closed, which is a healthy signal. Number two, active listings. Active listings were November 174. In December it was 145. In January it was 160. So we saw inventory rise from December of 15 listings. And that gives buyers slightly more choice than they had at the end of last year. And when buyers have more choice, they become more discerning. I hope that makes sense. That does not weaken the market. It simply makes strategy more important. Number three, median price per square foot. Median price per square foot was, in November, it was $1,416. In December, $1,431. And in January was $1,503. That is up $72 per square foot from December. So we have a pricing signal that moved up, not down. Again, a healthy sign, especially when you pair it with days on the market. Closed sales. Closed sales were in November 22, in December 29, and in January 20. So January closed sales were lighter, and that could be seasonal. It can be timing, and it can also reflect the fact that buyers are taking a bit longer to commit and then moving quickly once they find the right home. Number five, median days on the market. Median days on the market were in November 72, in December 78, and in January 29. That is the loudest signal in the entire update. Homes that sold much faster. That means buyers moved with urgency on the homes that they felt had the right value. And in Laguna Beach, that is the difference between the homes that win in 1 week and the homes that sit. So that is the overall picture. Real quick, if Laguna Beach has been on your heart and you're trying to figure out your next step, you don't have to do it alone. I help people make thoughtful moves that fit their life, not just the numbers. If you want support, call or text me at 949-998-4866 or go to clarablunt.com, or you can email me at clara@anvilreinc.com. Now let's get back to it. Now let's zoom in because the neighborhood story is where you get real clarity. When someone asks, is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market in Laguna Beach? The honest answer is it depends on the neighborhood. Laguna Beach is not one market. It is several micro markets. And January made that very clear. I'm going to break this down into 4 areas: Laguna Village, North Laguna, South Laguna, and the Canyon, or the Laguna Canyon. A, closed sales by area, where the market moved. In January, there were 20 closed sales total. Here's how they broke down. Laguna Village had 14 closed sales. North Laguna had 3. Laguna Canyon had 2. And South Laguna had 1. In other words, the village carried the market. That typically tells us that walkability and day-to-day convenience were where the market had the most liquidity and the most consistent buyer activity in January. It does not mean other areas were weaker. It means the village had more transactions, and that matters. Now let us talk about my favorite leverage metric, months of supply. Months of supply by area. Who has leverage? Months of supply is one of the clearest indications of leverage. It is a simple question. If no new listings came on the market, how many months would it take to sell what is currently listed based on the current pace of sales? Here is what January showed by area. South Laguna, 8.3 months. North Laguna, 7 months. Laguna Village, 5.1 months. And Laguna Canyon has 2.5 months of inventory. This is where the story gets very clear. Laguna Canyon at 2.5 months is the tightest pocket right now. That typically leans more seller favorable, especially for homes that are priced in the right lane. Laguna Village at 5.1 months is closer to balance. Buyers have options, but it is still the most active pocket in terms of closings. North Laguna and South Laguna are more buyer leaning right now based on months of supply, which usually means buyers can take their time, compare more, and negotiate more confidently. So now let us translate this into guidance. What this means, if you are considering selling in Laguna Beach this spring, here is a heart-centered truth. This can be a strong market for you, but the market is not forgiving to testing. January speed tells us buyers will move quickly when a home feels aligned. So we want to prepare intentionally and launch with confidence. Here is how that changes by neighborhood. If you are selling in Laguna Village, the village is moving. It had the most closings in January, and months of supply is closer to balance. This is a high activity pocket, but buyers are still selective. So the winning strategy is price in the lane, present beautifully, and capture week 1 momentum. Village buyers often care deeply about walkability, lifestyle, parking, and condition. So we want to make those benefits easy to feel and easy to understand. Make sense? If you are selling in Laguna Canyon is the tightest pocket of months of supply. That can be a strong advantage, but it still requires smart positioning because Canyon buyers are often very lifestyle driven. They care about space, privacy, access, and how the home lives day by day. So we want to price fairly and we want to market the lifestyle clearly. If you are selling in North Laguna is more buyer leaning right now by months of supply. That means buyers have more room to negotiate and they will compare options very carefully. So we want to win with excellent presentation, clear pricing strategy, and strong first week marketing. North Laguna buyers will often weigh convenience, quiet, access, and the overall feel of the street, so the details matter. If you are selling in South Laguna is the most buyer leaning by months of supply, yet the price per square foot lane is premium. This is classic Laguna truth. Premium doesn't always mean fast. It means buyers are selective and the right buyer is willing to pay, but they want to feel certain. So in South Laguna, you need a confident pricing lane, a very strong presentation, and patience paired with strategy. Somewhat it's not about price dropping. It is about tightening the story, improving the offering, and negotiating terms that protect your net. What I am watching next, as we move through February and toward spring, I will be watching whether inventory continues to rise, whether days on the market stays low, and whether buyers continues to reward homes that are turnkey, well-positioned, and priced in the lane. Because That is the pattern we are seeing. If you are thinking about buying or selling in Laguna Beach, I want you to know you do not have to figure this out alone. I offer a simple 15-minute strategy call where we can talk through your situation, your timeline, and what the market is likely to do with your specific home or your home search. No pressure, just clarity. You can call or text me at 949-998-4866, or you can find me online at clarablanc.com. You can email me at clara@anvil.com. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. And if you find this helpful, please subscribe and share it with someone who loves Laguna Beach and wants a calm, clear read on what's happening. Again, my name is Clara Blanc with Anvil Real Estate. Thank you and have a great day. Ciao.